Welcome to Let's Talk Meshing Tutorial Tuesday, where we show you how to use a feature in just a couple of minutes. In this video, we're going to show you how to join connectors. But before I show you how to join connectors, I'm actually going to show you 3 examples where connectors can't be joined, so you can identify those in the future if you're having trouble joining 2 connectors. And then I'll follow up with a 4th example of where connectors can be joined. So the first example is a T-junction. At this node, there are 3 connectors basically sharing that node. So if I were to take these 2 bottom connectors and go to Edit Join, the hotkey for which is Control-J, it'll tell me in the message window that none of the 2 connectors could be joined, and that's because there's this 3rd connector emanating from that node. It's a T-junction, and doing so would actually destroy the topology of this grid. The second example is a little bit more obvious why these 2 connectors can't be joined, and that's because there's a gap between them. So if I use the hotkey Control-J, again, the message window will tell me that the 2 connectors can't be joined. Even if they could be, I would end up with that T topology. The third example, this one's a little bit more difficult to identify, but I have 2 connectors at the bottom of this unstructured domain. And if I go Control-J to join, it'll tell me that none of these 2 connectors could be joined. The reason is when this unstructured domain was created and that outer loop defined, that node between these 2 connectors was the start point for that domain. So basically, to join these 2 connectors, this unstructured domain would have to be redefined. So that's why if you have an unstructured domain and you're trying to join 2 connectors and they won't join, chances are at that node, that was the start point of the loop defining that unstructured domain. Now the 4th example is one where the connectors can be joined and they don't result in the destruction of any topology. So I've got 2 connectors at the base of this structured domain opposite a single connector, and I'd like to join them, so I can use Control-J to do so. And now I have 1 connector here at the base. Now if I select that connector and go Grid Distribute, you'll notice that it has some interior spacing constraints and a breakpoint. And that's because if you've explicitly set spacing constraints at that node, they're retained when that connector is joined by the creation of a breakpoint. If you want to delete that breakpoint, you can go to the Breakpoints tab, click on Delete Breakpoints, and just delete the interior breakpoint, and click OK to accept. So those are some scenarios where connectors can't be joined, and then a situation where they can be joined. If you like this video, be sure to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop us a line down below or connect with us on Twitter, which is linked in the description. Thank you all, and have a pleasant Tuesday.